Hey guys, Sharpie here. My intention, time permitting, real life, all that stuff, is to make a series of tutorial videos or training videos on how to use the Creator software. Now, these videos for right now are going to be on my channel. They may wind up getting moved to the EQOA Project Return Home channel. I'll have to wait and see how this goes to begin with, whether or not we're even going to want to put them there. But for right now, I'm going to keep them on mine just so I can have access to them and delete them or edit them or change them if I need be. All right, so down to business. This is the creator. This is the baby of Dustin Faxon and Devin. Dustin puts in an untold amount of hours into this and always making improvements, fixes, changes. If it wasn't for him, a lot of this just basically wouldn't even be possible. So tons and tons of props and thanks to Dustin. So let's get down to business. What we're going to be doing is placing some NPCs in this empty camp. They're not the correct NPCs. I'm just using the camp because it happened to be here and happened to be empty. But we're going to throw some death fists in here and just show you some of the ways in which you can place them and edit or move them. So what we're going to do is we're going to want to create one. So we're going to go to creation and we're going to want to spawn a default NPC. Now the NPC is going to spawn right where you're standing and the direction that you're facing. So you can keep that in mind. So we're going to spawn him. We can see that he was added to the database. And there's our NPC that we're going to start playing with. Now, we'll go ahead and con him. And since I said we're going to do Death Fists, let's change his model. So, mob models. Now, before I explain any of this, most important thing, do not, I repeat, do not scroll these bars fast. You will lock up the software. It needs time to process the changes as they happen. It's just that simple. It's just how it works. These are your rows of groups of models, and these are the models within those groups. So we are going to scroll, and there I scrolled actually faster than I wanted to. We're just going to keep scrolling, and as long as our screen keeps updating, we know everything's fine. So there's our Death Fist. And let's go ahead and just change him to a different model. You'll see they keep updating. They imported all the models, and we'll stick with that one. Now we've got an update lit up. So let's update him to set the database. If you fail to update and exit out without updating, you will lose the work you've done. So it is very important to make sure you're updating your current NPC constantly until you're 100% sure that it's solid and it's done. Now let's go to NPC Creator and let's go to race and gender. And here we can change their name, their level, and if you were dealing with just a normal human type or a normal NPC type, you could change it here as to what they would be. But we're going to change him to a Death Fist champion. And we'll update him. And now our name's correct. My character's set to level 30. We're going to go ahead and set him to 32. So he should con yellow. Once again, we're going to update him, recon him, and there. Now he's yellow, just like he's supposed to be. Now, I'm not sure. I think they're going to wind up writing a script to check for this. But one thing you can do here to save packet space. The packets are the data that go back and forth between the server and the client. This 06 number would be a piece of data in that packet. If we set them to human, it becomes 00. Now we've just saved space in that packet. So when the packet's going back and forth and getting checked, it's just saving data, saving space, just making things cleaner. Once again, update database, and we should have updated the NPC. Then we'll update the database. So now he's set. We've got a set character. There's nothing more that we want to do to him, unless we wanted to make him, say, closer to the campfire. Then we would go into facing. And this works the same way as the mob models do. Do not do any of this fast. It will once again freeze up the software. So we can move him. He's facing north. Excuse me. He's facing north, so we could move him a little bit closer. We can also change his direction a little. Always scroll a little slow. And we'll leave him there. And once again, update. Always update. Now that we've got him, we can go back to creation. And we want to go ahead and we want to create another one. And we're going to go ahead and put 4 around the campfire. So we've got creation selected. Spawn clone of target. And now there's our next champion. Excuse me. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is required or not, but I always like to con the new one and update the database again. And now we can just continue around. We'll put another one right here. Back to creation. Spawn clone of target. There's our next one. Going to update the database. And we'll get our 4th one in here. Creation. Spawn clone of target. And we're going to update. So there you go. Now we've got everybody's placed and they're all set. Now let's just say we were doing wildlife. I just want to show the copy and paste feature. So if let's say we're doing wildlife, let's go ahead and we're going to con ourselves. We're going to hit creation and I'm going to spawn a new default NPC. Now here's our new default NPC. And let's go ahead and, like I said, let's say, well, it doesn't even matter. Let's change him to, there we go, we got a cobalt. I'm going to update the NPC, or update the database, and I'm going to go back to the NPC creator. Go to his race and gender. Just going to go ahead and call it a kobold for now. We would update him. And let's set him to 35. He'll con red. There. Now, if we had a situation where we needed to have kobolds in 2 of these spots, or all 4 of them, or however many you want to do, once again, update the database. We go to creation, or I'm sorry, edit, because we're not creating anything, we're merely editing. And now we've got him selected. So we would copy target, select our champion, and paste target. And now it's switched over. Once again, as always, update your database. And you can continue running around doing that. Now, there. Now he's conning correctly. But you could go around and you can, that's your easiest way if you needed to like change a mob type, through 20 things that's in your wildlife in the area that you're working on or whatever. That would be your simplest way to go about doing it, and the safest way as far as the database is concerned without corrupting any data. So that's about where we're going to leave it for that one. I just wanted to keep this a real simple, short to the point as to how this works in just a very simplistic fashion. And hopefully I'm not repeating myself too much. Just a couple of things to go over, or a couple things to add goal-wise. We need 23 NPCs in every subzone. So for every zone, there's 9 subzones: north, south, east, west, central, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. We need those 23 NPCs in there, a minimum, because once they're all in and placed, populated throughout the entire world, we're going to be taking a screenshot, which is basically going to be a save state of the game in that condition. That save state is going to be used to use a mapper, a z-value mapper that is coming. And the z-value mapper is going to be used to map our height, our z-value of every square foot of ground in this game. In the mapper, it's going to use those 23 NPCs as they are the mappers. We'll be able to make them run, and as they run, they will constantly map the z-value of where they are, basically creating a 3D terrain map of our entire area. Then when we get to roaming and we can roam the mobs will know what the ground level is. They will roam smoothly, and they will roam like they used to in the original game. So that's going to be a gigantic undertaking. Even getting all the NPCs into the entire world is going to be a huge undertaking. There's a little over 11,000 placed right now. There is going to be a ton more than that needed, as in 100,000 or more plus, probably even a lot more than that. So any help we could get would be much appreciated. It's a big project. It's not going to happen fast, but every little bit of help helps. And it's just going to kind of make things go smoother and go faster. So I'll try and keep up with these videos as he makes changes, if I can keep up with it. And I'm also going to try and do some videos just updating what's been going on and what kind of progress has been made, so we can keep some people informed and keep you all kind of in the loop as to what's happening. But at any rate, I thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed it. And you all have a great afternoon, or evening, or morning, or whatever it happens to be. See ya.